Something powerful is happening right now, but most people won't notice it. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it won't come with fireworks or celebration, yet if you're watching this, it means you already feel it. That quiet shift in the air, that inner sense that life is about to change in a way you can't fully see yet. You know that feeling when you're standing at the edge of something huge, but the other side is still hidden? That's exactly where you are. And while most people step back in fear, convincing themselves it's safer to stay with the familiar, you're still here. That makes you different. You're ready to notice what has been forming quietly in the background of your life. And here's the truth nobody talks about. These moments before a breakthrough don't look magical. There's no voice from the sky, no sudden sign. Instead, it feels like exhaustion mixed with anticipation. It's like carrying a heavy weight for so long that you forgot how lightness feels, until suddenly, without even realizing, your grip starts to loosen. That restlessness you've been feeling, that sense of outgrowing your old life, it's not random. It's not a crisis to be ignored or medicated. It's your soul preparing to expand. It's your consciousness rising to the next level, turning today's struggles into training for tomorrow's strength. And maybe you've noticed the signs, repeating numbers, perfectly timed conversations, people showing up with exactly the right message, books falling open to words written just for you, or songs echoing the thoughts you couldn't express. That's not chance. That's life answering the signal you've been sending. Because when someone is on the verge of a breakthrough, they start attracting new energy, new people, and new opportunities. The universe aligns, not as a reward, but as a reflection of who you're becoming. But here's the key. Most people retreat when the signs appear. They doubt themselves, call it coincidence, and explain away the synchronicities. In doing so, they block the very shift trying to reach them. True breakthrough demands a special kind of courage. Not reckless courage, but the quiet courage to trust your intuition when logic can't explain it. To take action on what you feel, even without proof. Right now, you are in the recognition phase. This is when you finally see that everything from your past, the failures, the heartbreaks, the losses, the struggles, was not random. It was preparation. The job you lost, the relationship that ended, the business idea that failed, the health scare, the dark nights of depression. All of it was shaping you. Every setback was a setup, building resilience, strength, wisdom, compassion, and unshakable faith within you. These qualities you've built through struggle aren't just nice traits. They are the exact tools you need for the new level of life you're stepping into. Think about it. If you had received everything you wanted 5 years ago, if life had been smooth, easy, and predictable, would you have the depth, wisdom, and strength you hold today? Probably not. You needed to become this version of yourself to be ready for what's about to arrive. And what's coming isn't just one thing. It's not just a better job, more money, or a perfect relationship, although those may be part of it. What's arriving is a complete upgrade to your entire existence. A new way of living that will make your current life feel like you are only playing a character in someone else's story. You will begin making choices from clarity instead of hope. You will stop asking for permission to be yourself. You will attract people and opportunities aligned with your authentic frequency, not just whatever shows up. You will create from inspiration instead of desperation. But here's the truth. This shift won't happen overnight, and it won't always feel comfortable. Growth never does. You'll need to let go of old versions of yourself that no longer serve you. You'll have to release relationships that can't support your evolution. You'll need to step out of situations that worked for who you were, but no longer fit who you are becoming. This is where most people stumble. They reach the doorway of their breakthrough, but then turn back to what feels familiar. Because letting go feels like losing. Even when what you're losing was never really yours. Even when it has been draining your energy for years. Over the next weeks and months, you may question yourself. You may wonder if you're making a mistake by trusting this path. You may compare your journey to others who seem content in their predictable lives and wonder if you should just settle and be grateful. But hear this clearly. Those doubts are not signs you're wrong. They are proof you're on the right path. Doubt only shows up when you're moving towards something meaningful, something worth having. It rises when you're stepping into a version of yourself that scares the part of you that's been in control for years. And here's something surprising. The part of you that has been holding you back is not your enemy. It's been trying to protect you. It learned long ago that being visible brought criticism, that dreaming big led to disappointment. So it built walls. It created stories about why you weren't ready, why you should wait, why your dreams were unrealistic, selfish, or too much. But what that part of you doesn't realize is that you are no longer the child who needed those walls. You've grown wiser, stronger, and far more capable. Now the same walls that once kept you safe are keeping you stuck. This breakthrough isn't just about achieving external goals. It's about finally meeting yourself, without armor, without masks, without false stories of who you should be. It's about realizing that the real you, the one you've been hiding, is exactly who the world has been waiting for. When you speak with your authentic voice, conversations begin to flow differently. When you stop forcing and start allowing, opportunities appear naturally. When you stop chasing approval and start honoring your own truth, people respond with genuine respect. That's when life begins to open up and everything becomes lighter. Life doesn't become easier because the challenges disappear. It becomes easier because you finally start working with your natural gifts instead of against them. But here's the truth about natural gifts. Most people spend their entire lives trying to be good at things they were never meant to master. They choose careers based on family expectations, societal approval, or what seems practical. They polish skills that look impressive on paper but feel uncomfortable in their soul, like wearing shoes that never quite fit. Your breakthrough will come when you finally embrace what has always been calling you. The passions you dismissed as just hobbies. The subjects that light you up even though they aren't seen as serious. The ways of helping people that feel effortless to you but impossible to others. What if those things weren't weaknesses or shortcuts? What if they were your true superpowers? What if the reason certain activities energize you while others drain you is because those activities align with what you came here to do? And the timing of this recognition is not an accident. 5 years ago, you couldn't have seen this clearly. You needed those years to build the confidence to trust yourself. You needed to try the conventional path so you could appreciate the unconventional one. You needed to know what it felt like to live out of alignment so you could recognize real alignment when it arrived. Now, everything is about to accelerate. Not in a chaotic way, but in a way that feels like you're finally moving with the current instead of against it. Decisions that once took months will become obvious in moments. The right people will appear out of nowhere. The exact resources you need will arrive right on time. This isn't magic, though it may feel magical. This is what happens when you stop fighting your own nature and start living in flow. When you stop trying to fit into spaces that were never yours and begin creating spaces that fit you perfectly. Soon, you'll look back and realize this was the turning point. The moment life shifted from happening, to you, to happening, through you. The moment you stopped being a passenger and became the driver. When you stopped reacting and started creating. If you've been feeling these words land differently than they would have months ago, if something deep inside you is nodding in recognition, then you already know. This isn't just another video. This is confirmation of what your soul has been sensing. You are standing at the threshold. Every failure, every disappointment, every moment you chose to rise when logic said quit. It has all been leading you here. The synchronicities, the opportunities, the perfectly timed people. They're not coincidences. They are the universe finally responding to the new frequency you're sending out. Your breakthrough isn't arriving because you got lucky or because the stars lined up. It's arriving because you've become the person strong enough, wise enough, and capable enough to hold it without breaking. And now, the only question left is, will you trust what you feel? Will you step through this doorway instead of retreating to the familiar? Because your moment isn't in the future. It isn't waiting for perfect timing or complete certainty. Your moment is right now. Ready souls don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They create the conditions by finally moving forward. Everything is about to change, and this time, you're ready for it.